everyone, today's video is about when they get mind control to hurt you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. You never thought you'd see the day when Bakugo and Kirishima, your two pillars of strength, would turn against you. Not willingly, not like this, but as you dodged another explosion from Bakugo's outstretched hand, and barely missed Kirishima's hardened fist crashing into the concrete where he had stood a second ago. The horrifying reality sank in. They were being controlled, and they were trying to kill you. It had started as a routine mission. You and Bakugo and Kirishima were tracking a villain who had been causing havoc in the city, reported to have a dangerous quirk that involved manipulating minds, but none of you had expected to be caught in such a cruel game. The moment you stormed into the abandoned warehouse, an eerie, violet mist filled the air. You coughed, covering your mouth, but before you could react, a deep, sincere voice echoed around you. "Now, let's see how strong love really is." That was the last thing you heard before Bakugo and Kirishima suddenly stiffened beside you. Their bodies tensed, their eyes momentarily flickering with confusion, before their expressions went blank. And then, Bakugo attacked. You ducked just in time to avoid a defeating explosion. The blast tore through the walls behind you, sending debris flying. Your heart pounded in your chest as you stumbled backward. "Katsuki, Ijiro, it's me," you called out, desperation creeping into your voice, but they didn't respond. Kirishima rushed at you next, his skin already hardened like stone, his red eyes empty of the warmth they usually held for you. You barely dodged as his fist smashed into the ground, sending cracks rippling outward. "Damn it," you cursed under your breath, scrambling to your feet. "Stop running, would you?" Bakugo growled, his voice filled with something unnatural, something that wasn't really him. He lunged himself forward, hands crackling with volatile energy. You jumped to the side just as you blasted another explosion, the heat searing against your skin. "I said stop running." "I can't stop running if you're trying to kill me, idiot." You shot back, hoping and praying that something in him would recognize you. Kirishima suddenly appeared in front of you, faster than you expected, his arm swinging towards you like a battering ram. You barely managed to block with your forearm, but the impact sent you scuttling backward. Your bones rattled from the force. "Kiri." You breathed, eyes searching his for something, anything that showed he was still in there. But there was nothing. Not yet. You didn't want to hurt them. You couldn't hurt them. But if you didn't fight back, you were going to die. Bakugo launched again, explosions lighting up the dark warehouse. You rolled to your side, barely dodging, before kicking off a nearby crate to launch yourself into the air. "Snap out of it," you shouted, twisting mid-air and firing off a blast of your own quirk, a shockwave strong enough to push them back, but not hurt them. It hit Kirishima first, sending him stumbling, but he recovered quickly, growling under his breath as he rushed you again. "Damn it," you cursed as you narrowly avoided Bakugo's next explosion. You couldn't keep dodging forever. You had to find another way. There was no time to think, only time to act. You sprinted forward, weaving between their attacks, your heart hammering in your chest. If brute force wouldn't work, then maybe you did something reckless. You let them catch you. Bakugo's hand closed around your wrist in a bruising grip, and Kirishima's arm locked around you like a steel trap. They had you now, and you knew you were playing with fire. Literally. Bakugo's palm pressed against your side, heat building rapidly. He was about to blast you at point blank rage, but you didn't fight. Instead, you placed your hand over his and whispered, "Katsuki, please, come back to me." He hesitated. For just a second. And that second, Kirishima's grip faltered, his breath hitching. "Ijiro." You turned to him, your voice breaking. You promised me you would protect me, not hurt me. His eyes flickered, a crack in the mind control. Then, Bakugo's grip slackened. His breath turned rigid. His teeth clenched like he was fighting something inside his own mind. Damn it. What the hell? He shook his head violently. My head. Kirishima groaned, squeezing his eyes shut as if in pain. Fight it, you urged. Come back to me, you two. Their bodies trembled. Sweat dripped down Bakugo's brow as he snarled, shaking his head violently. And then, shit. Bakugo suddenly released you, stuttering backwards like he had just woken up from a nightmare. The heck was that? Kirishima collapsed to his knees, gasping for air. That sucked. Tears sparkled at your eyes as you dropped to your knees, grabbing Kirishima's face between your hands. You're back. You breathed. Bakugo was still panting, fist clenched, his entire body trembling. But when he looked at you, his crimson eyes were filled with something real again. He barely had time to react before he grabbed you and pulled you into a crushing embrace, his arms tight around you like he was afraid you'd disappear. Shit. Shit, Wayan, I almost. His voice cracked, and he buried his face in your shoulder. Shit. Kirishima, still catching his breath, reached out and pulled the both of you into his arms as well, holding on like he was afraid of letting you go. You saved us, he murmured, pressing his forehead against yours. You exhaled shakily. Of course I did. I love you both too much to lose you. Bakugo let out a rough chuckle, his voice still strained. You're a real pain in the ass, you know that. You smiled, tears spilling down your cheeks. And you're an explosive pain in the ass. Kirishima laughed weakly. Yeah, but she's our pain in the ass, Bakugo. Bakugo grunted, still holding you tightly. Damn right she is. And for a long, long moment, the three of you just held each other, breathing, alive and together, and unbreakable, which was the most important. Thanks for listening. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye!